This year, with the theme of Ayurveda for COVID-19, the Consulate General of India in New York hosted a webinar titled Ayurveda in Everyday Life to promote its benefits of Ayurveda in living a mindful and healthy lifestyle. Addressing the webinar was Indian Consul General Mr. Randhir Jaiswal, along with the members of the Ministry of External Affairs as well as the Ministry of Ayush of the Indian government. Here is the story on World Ayurveda Day 2020.
Welcome to the special celebration of the 5th Ayurveda Day, which Consulate General of India is celebrating in partnership with Boston Center of Excellence. We have some very prominent speakers with us to discuss how Ayurveda has become a part of everyday life. Ayurveda, the science of life, has been seen as something which is used as an alternative means of therapy.
Good evening, everybody. It is my pleasure to welcome you to this session on Ayurveda that this consulate is hosting along with Boston Center of Excellence. I must begin by extending you warmest wishes on Ayurveda Day. A very warm welcome to our distinguished panelists and our moderator, Dr. David Frawley, Dr. Balram Singh, Dr. Mark Halpin, and Mr. Kanchan Banerjee. Ayurveda Day is being celebrated with a lot of happiness and joy in India and as much in every part of the world. I was in a session earlier and some of the speakers had this to say that even though India, Ayurveda grew and was born in India, it is really universal in appeal and universal in scope. And for that reasons, and for the reasons that Ayurveda is a science which has deep roots, and as it happens with everything deeply rooted, it is bound to grow and expand. And that is what we see. In the last several years, the expanse of Ayurveda has widened. In India, of course, it is part and parcel of our daily life.
Dhanvantari, who is known to be the healer of our health and provides all the wealth that is called wealth. That's why Dhanvantari Divas is also called Dhan Divas. That means this is the 13th lunar day, 13th lunar day of this month, and this is called Dhan Divas. Many people around the world celebrate it as collection of wealth, but ultimately the message is that if you have good health, that is the best wealth we can have.
Even this day, I've been involved in programs as far away as Brazil, the Netherlands, and Saudi Arabia. There's no part of the world where Ayurveda has not gone. And it is also very active, of course, in North America, and is also undergoing a renaissance in India itself. And in this context, I remember when I started this some more than 40 years ago, hardly anybody knew what Ayurveda was in the West. There were no Ayurvedic schools or books. And even in India, it had kind of a background place. It wasn't given a place of respect. So all this has changed dramatically. We have global Ayurveda with global yoga, with the global Indian diaspora, and with the great interest in natural healing, alternative medicine on so many different levels, which are all encompassed by Ayurveda. Ayurveda includes every aspect of healing. It includes all aspects of diet, herbs, massage, oils, even the use of drugs and surgery comes under Ayurveda.
Thank you, Kanchan Banerjee, for inviting me to join you all today. And thank you to the Boston Center of Excellence for putting this program together today and bringing such a wonderful group of people together, of teachers together, and attracting so many wonderful people who are online watching today's program. I'd also like to thank Balram Singh for his beautiful presentation on science and all of the wonderful work he's also doing with the Boston Center of Excellence. And of course, the Consulate General of India and the beautiful work that they are doing in promoting Indian traditions all around the world. And I think that Ayurveda Day is a beautiful way to do that.
If I had to just make one statement, your question was whether this will be able to replace allopathy, modern medicine, or it will remain only as a complementary. I feel, as a scientist, somebody who's deeply interested in this, and I think we are making some headway. I think science will be changed. And it is very important that Ayurveda plays a major role, and I think it will play a major role, as both Mark and Bamdevji mentioned about, how science is coming around to it. And more importantly, though, I think it will be the Ayurveda will let people not be sick. I mean, we are only talking about allopathy is only treat sick people. Ayurveda is something that makes everybody not sick. And so in a way, Ayurveda elevates the life beyond just, medicine and science. It's like, you start, Mark was talking quite a bit about it. The whole lifestyle becomes very scientific. And so it elevates everybody to the level of scientists. Most people will be living like that. There will be some who will need some help. And that will be in the form of teaching that both of these gentlemen do. They teach their students. It will be the same way you will be teaching the public, where they will become more scientists, and which is what I think is the beauty of Ayurveda, that it will elevates everybody to the level of a scientist.